everyone and welcome to my video. Today is going to be a drugstore, an entire drugstore makeup tutorial basically, because I feel like usually on my channel I usually talk about a lot of high-end makeup and I don't often talk about drugstore. So today I decided let's dedicate an entire video just solely for drugstore products for all of you who are on a budget and who would like to get some recommendations. Here are some of the products that I recommend. I'm going to start out with a primer, and the primer I will recommend is unfortunately only available in Israel, I think, but it's a Careline primer all-in-one, face, eyes, and lips, and it's very silicone-y. Basically, if you have any primer that is heavy in silicone, then it will just be very much like this because it's just very smoothing, it smooths the skin, and it gives like a very smooth surface for everything to go on top of it. So I'm going to just work it on the areas that need to be primed. It also says, or it claims, that it's suitable as an eye primer or as a kind of lipstick primer. I haven't tried it for those purposes, but for the face, I think that it's really a nice product. Before I apply my foundation, I usually like to go ahead and apply some concealer. The concealer I've been using lately is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Radiance Anti-Fatigue Fruit Therapy Concealer. And I got it in the lightest shade just as a kind of highlighter as well as a concealer. So I'm going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand. Well, that's just probably a little too much. And I am going to dot it on the areas that need some concealing. Basically underneath my eyes, on my chin, my cheek, because this cheek has some blemishes and some shit that is not very pleasant to have on the face. And a little bit on my forehead, the bridge of my nose. And let's drag it in the inner corners of the eyes. And I will blend it with a beauty sponge, just by dabbing it or using dabbing motions all over the areas that I applied the concealer. And then I'll use the tip of it just for the areas that are a little bit smaller and a little bit harder to reach, like the corners of my nose and underneath my eyes. Next up, I'm going to use the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation, and I'm in the shade number 52. The concealer was in the shade 51, just because I told you I wanted it to be a little bit brightening, and the shade 52 is perfect for my face. I apply just one pump, and I dot it on my face. Just very randomly. And I blend it with the beauty blender or the beauty sponge, because this is not the original beauty blender. It's from a store in Israel called April. And I really love this sponge because it's just very bouncy, very soft, and it does the job beautifully. And obviously, if you're using a sponge, you need to wet it before you blend any liquid product with it. I thought I should mention it just in case I am saying something that nobody knew before, even though I doubt it. I believe that everybody knows this by now. For powder, I'm going to use the Bourjois Healthy Balance Powder. I've been loving this healthy range. It makes my skin look rather healthy, which is what it claims to do. And it seems that it's been doing this job right. I have the shade number 52 as well, because it's the shade that is most suitable for my skin. And I'm going to kind of like press it on my face, all over my entire face basically, just because I'm going to use some powder products on top and I don't want powder to cling to the liquids that are inside. Next I'm going to use the Bourjois Delice Poudre Bronzing powder filled with glints of sunshine. I've talked about this before, I feel. I don't use it as much for some reason. I have the shade number 52, which looks like this. It smells... Many people like the way that it smells. I just personally don't really like it. I'm going to apply it underneath my cheekbones. This is like very warm. I'm going to drag it to my temples and my jawline. I'm doing like this 3 motion. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to take just a little bit and apply it to the sides of my nose. And then I'm going to take this Pupa Luminous Baked All Over Illuminating Blush Powder, which looks like this. I have the shade number 1. I also have the shade number 2 in my makeup collection upstairs. I'm going to use these shades on the bottom just as a kind of blush on the apples of my cheeks. And then with the fan brush, I'm going to use the highlighter right on top and highlight my cheekbones with it. Let me just put my hair a little bit backwards. I will use this Maybelline Color Tattoo in pink gold as a base for the eyeshadows to come. And I'm going to apply with my fingers. Next up, all over the lid, I'm going to use the Infallible in Amber Rush by L'Oreal. I've been loving this color. It's such a beautiful one indeed. With the same finger, I'm just going to apply it all over my eyelid. It's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful color. I can't get over it. And then I'm going to grab my Brixton Brown Quint by Rimmel. I am going to take this taupey shade right here in the crease with a MAC 217. Just to kind of give some definition to my eyelids. I think I'm going to take the purple that is right here and apply it on the outer corner, still with the MAC 217. I'm going to take the highlight shade, which is this one. I'm going to take it with my pinky, apply it on the inner tear duct area, just to brighten this area up a little bit and give it some life. And then I'm going to take the Rimmel Exaggerate waterproof eye definer in black or Noir and apply it on the lower lash line or the waterline, just for definition. And I'm going to apply some mascara. I'm going to use the Bourjois Volume 1 Second Mascara. And I believe for this particular job, everybody knows how mascaras work or how they get applied onto your eyes. The one product that I still have not found an alternative for in the drugstore is a brow pencil. And I'm going to use the Makiage brow pencil in black just because, as I mentioned, I have not found an alternative for it yet. This should do. Moving on from that to the very last steps, the lip steps. I'm going to take the Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in the shade 30 and apply it all over my lips. I need a mirror for that because it is a very intense lip color. And to go on top of it, I'm going to take the Revlon ColorStay Moisture Stain in the shade 5, or basically 005005, and it's called Parisian Passion, and it looks like this. It's gorgeous. I'm going to apply it as a gloss, even though it is a full-on pigmented liquid lipstick that has a glossy finish. It really resembles or reminds me of the beautiful Yves Saint Laurent glossy stains. And this basically is the entire Get Ready With Me drugstore version. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me your comments of which drugstore products you personally would recommend to everyone and anyone. And I shall see you in the very next video. Have an amazing day and goodbye.